Well, it looks like I'm going to start doing TV reviews now. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a series that airs on ABC. It just finished its first season last Tuesday. It is created by Joss Whedon, Jed Whedon, and Maurissa Tancheroen. It is based in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Specifically, it takes place at the start of the series, shortly after the events of Marvel's The Avengers, which is also directed by Joss Whedon and co-written by Joss Whedon. So you know how Marvel's The Avengers, Agent Coulson is killed by Loki with his staff? Well, turns out that's not entirely true. Coulson's alive and well, and that's part of the mystery of the show. How is he alive? Don't worry, the mystery will get solved in the show. I'm not going to spoil it for you. This review is for the entire first season. Presumably, I may do a review at the end of the second season and do it by a season-by-season basis. That's how I review. I'm not one of those people that reviews, first few episodes of a show and says, I'll stick around and watch it. No. I wait till an end of the season to review it. So Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shows Coulson alive and well. He is leading a new team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to combat threats worldwide, whether superpowered or not superpowered. The first half of the first season is slow to begin with. It's kind of corny. It feels like it's trying to figure out what it is, or at least it comes off that way. But ultimately, it already knows what it is writing-wise. The writers know where they're going, and you know this because they have a really great Winter Soldier tie-in. If you saw Captain America the Winter Soldier, spoiler alert, but if you've seen the movie, you know how the whole thing of S.H.I.E.L.D. just goes down. Yeah, obviously that's going to play a big part in the show, and it made a great episode tie-in, and the show just kind of took off from there. Actually, it really kind of started taking off after the episode where they reveal what happened to Coulson. Yeah, you find that out very early on. This show is actually pretty good. I always feel bad for the show because then I mention it to people, and people say, oh, well, I watched the first few episodes, not really for me, and I have to tell them, no, it gets better. It gets better. It's slow to begin with, but it gets better. It's actually worth watching all the way through. It's supposed to start off slow, but that's the whole point. It's supposed to have this kind of repetitive theme, this semi-cliche, generic setup. It's like all that generic stuff that happens at the beginning of the show that demonstrates the status quo of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then when Captain America the Winter Soldier happens, all that you knew from the beginning of the show just gets wiped away. Do the Avengers show up in cool cameos? You do get a Samuel L. Jackson cameo. Sif appears in one episode from Thor. But mostly it's about this team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And it's an ensemble cast co-produced and co-showrun by Joss Whedon. And Joss Whedon, I love the TV shows he does. I loved Buffy, I liked Angel, I love Firefly, and I loved Marvel's The Avengers, which is like everything that he could do, but just now with a bigger budget. This show, I started watching it with the viewpoint that this is a Joss Whedon show. This is a Joss Whedon show. I have to watch this. But it's not so much a Joss Whedon show. It is a show in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is a show that takes place in that world. And they make it very clear of that. In the tone of the show, the music of the show. I still have a hard time believing that the music is being done by Bear McCreary, the same guy who did those drum beats for Battlestar Galactica and the slow, creepy music of Walking Dead. There will be a few moments from time to time that you'll be thinking, oh, that is such a Whedon moment. If you know Joss Whedon's writing, there will be moments, thankfully, that happen occasionally throughout the show that you'll think, haha, Joss Whedon wrote that. Joss Whedon would so do that. It's hard to describe. There's certain moments of comedic irony where there's a big dramatic setup and it all leads up to this moment and then it just comes off really funny in an ironic way. I don't do grades for these type of TV reviews because when I watch TV shows, I very much pick and choose, especially thanks to Netflix. Whereas movies, especially in my Oscar reviews, I just watch the movies that are available and win an award and see if I like it or not. TV shows, especially since I do a season-by-season basis, chances are I may like it to some degree if I'm able to finish an entire season. I just judge how much I'm able to like it. And I do that without a grading system. So with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it has potential. In fact, it shows it can be a great show. I can't wait for season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's literally going to be nothing happening on Earth until Avengers Age of Ultron, which comes out next May. Because literally, until then, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's in a completely other part of the universe altogether. So in the meantime, we have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. taking place on Earth. And I think it's going to be really amazing to see if there's any tie-in to Ultron, or if there's any little details that pop up that lead into Ultron, or to see where the series goes. I don't want to spoil what happens in the season finale, but I'm actually excited for the next season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which will be coming out next fall, Tuesdays at 9 instead of 8. So when ABC releases the new seasons of their programming on Netflix, check out Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stream the hell out of it. You may be a little skeptical at first, but you'll end up enjoying it, especially if you've already seen Captain America the Winter Soldier. You'll be like, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.